Hello, CO-150 students. We are in the home stretch. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and welcome to your last writing assignment, which is A4, the portfolio of revised work, and a letter that accompanies those revisions. The purpose of this video is to orient you to A4 and the expectations for A4. But before we do that, I want to again thank you for the stick-to-itiveness, resourcefulness, and resilience that you've shown in this really extraordinary time. So I thank you for that, really, truly. Now I'd like to walk you through A4. There are a couple of resources for A4 under A4 resources. One is the assignment sheet, and we're going to take a look at this together, but because of course this explains what the expectations are for your A4. You are going to be doing a substantial revision on one of the major writing assignments, A1, A2, or A3. With the caveat being that if you like to revise your A3, if you anticipate that this will offer the most opportunity to make substantial revisions, those are revisions that go well beyond the comments that I've made to you. If you anticipate that A3 is that piece for you, please email me ASAP or by 8 a.m. on Thursday so that I can give priority to your A3 for grading. I can't guarantee, depending on the number of people, that I can get A3s back in time for this revision, but I will try. So let me know as soon as possible. I anticipate that many of you will be looking at your A2s. Okay. So the purpose and focus of this assignment is in two parts. Part one is to revise substantially one major writing assignment. And again, substantial revisions are very different from edits. Edits are, changes to punctuation, fixing spelling errors, that sort of things. Substantial revisions are really diving in to the hierarchy of rhetorical concerns, considering the comments that I've left for you, as well as your own thinking about your writing that's probably changed over the course of the term, to make substantial changes to your writing. You will be tracking these changes either with highlighting or with the use of track changes, a feature on Word, so that I can understand what changes you've made to your document, so that you can visually illustrate your revision. Part two will be to write at least a 1.5-page single-spaced typed reflection letter in which you demonstrate what you've learned this semester. And I'll talk about part two in a moment. The audience is yourself because you're going to be engaging in the metacognitive process. We'll do a reading assignment on what metacognition means, so we've talked about it a couple of times before. And your instructor, that's me, who is going to be evaluating and grading your work in terms of the thoughtfulness and substance of your revisions, as well as the thoughtfulness and substance of your letter. So you'll be receiving one grade on your portfolio of revisions and your letter, and that grade is worth 20% of your semester grade. So this grade will not be replacing your old assignment grade, but it is worth a lot, and I consider effort in this assignment. Okay, so the genre conventions and organization of the revisions should follow the original assignment prompts and the original rhetorical situation. So you're not like shifting your audience of A2 to be me now, but the audience for your letter is me. And the genre convention and organizations of your reflection letter should follow the prompt guidelines and letter genre conventions that we will discuss. Your revisions in terms of style mechanics should incorporate style mechanics that meet the original assignment prompts, as well as demonstrate growth in this area. So maybe you'll do some particular looking at your sentence structure, your voice, that sort of thing for your revisions. And your reflection letter should be audience appropriate for me and consider the rhetorical situation of the culminating assignment, which is that the purpose is to demonstrate both for yourself and to me the learning that you've done over the course of the term. So your assignment will follow two parts. Part one will be a revision of your major writing assignment. In a separate video, will go through a PowerPoint with you of a couple revision techniques. But you're going to reread the original assignment prompt and tailor your revisions to the prompt and to my feedback, using the hierarchy of rhetorical concerns as your guide. And this revision can include some combination of reorganizing content, developing analysis, ensuring paragraphs and topic sentences support the thesis statement, including credible and audience-appropriate evidence, enhancing key features of the genre, revising the thesis and topic sentences, better connecting paragraph between paragraph, etc. And then part 2 is the reflection letter, which is your opportunity to engage in metacognition, thinking and reflect upon how you've grown in CO-150 this semester. The research really shows that when students engage in metacognition, they're better learners because they've taken the time to think about their learning process. Like, thinking about the thinking is the key to learning. There are 2 different options for your reflection letter. Option 1 is a reflection letter that offers you the opportunity to reflect on how you've met or struggled with the CO-150 course outcomes. These are detailed on the syllabus of the course, and I will provide you with an opportunity to dive into those student learning outcomes in a discussion prompt that will be due on Monday. And then I've broken down paragraph by paragraph, and you're going to do the reading on this, what I expect in a reflection letter that deals with the student learning outcomes. That's option 1. Option 2 is an opportunity to reflect on your learning more generally in the context of COVID-19 and the global pandemic that has obviously deeply influenced so many people's lives. And then I've detailed paragraph by paragraph what I would want in a letter that takes up the question of how COVID-19 and the global pandemic has impacted your learning and how you've met with those challenges. Okay, so it's a 2-part assignment, a major revision and then a polished letter, like written Dear Ms. Olson, that sort of thing, like a letter. And that is all due on May 12th. That's the Tuesday of finals week at 11:59 p.m. Now, the other component of this assignment is the A4 rubric. And I'm going to go through this now because I want you to understand how you're going to be graded. The purpose and focus is kind of 2-part. How well does the revision achieve its purpose of substantially revising A1, A2, or A3? How well does the student adhere to the original assignment requirements? How does the student demonstrate critical reading of their own work in doing so? And for the purpose and focus of the letter, how well does the reflection letter achieve its purpose of reflecting metacognitively on CO-150 or the COVID pandemic? How well does the student demonstrate critical thinking about the course, learning outcomes, or their role in the pandemic, what they've learned about themselves and others, etc.? That's the purpose and focus. Scrolling down, development for the audience. Part 1 is how well does the student develop their revision? This could be how well do they demonstrate how the key points and reasons support the thesis? How well do they quote, paraphrase, and attribute? How well do you synthesize evidence, etc.? And in the letter, how do you develop your ideas in your letter? Are you offering examples for the things that you're saying? How well does the student explore each student learning outcome, offering evidence and analysis to explain their learning? Or how well does the student reflect on changes to their lives and what they're learning in the time of COVID by using specific examples? The genre conventions and organization will still follow for part 1, the original requirements of the assignment. And then part 2, how well does the author adhere to genre conventions of a letter? And is the information in a logical way? What strategies does the author use to help the reader follow the content of the letter, and how effective are those strategies? And then style mechanics, both for part 1 and part 2, are the revision and reflection written in standard written edited English? How appropriate are the tone and voice for the purpose in the audience? Does the portfolio show attention to issues in style mechanics? To what extent do issues in style mechanics distract the intended audience and or keep the reader from understanding the ideas in the paper? So in this unit, in your peer review, which will happen next week, and we're only going to be peer reviewing in full your letter, we will be really paying close attention to issues of style and mechanics. So I haven't put so much of an emphasis, like I always emphasize higher elements of the hierarchy of rhetorical concerns, but because the letter is like a smaller unit to work with, and because it really is a culminating effort of CO-150, we'll be paying close attention to style and mechanics. So that is the introduction to your A4. I have sent you an email that details the first couple of homework assignments for A4. And in that email, I indicated that I would be giving you a component of Wednesday's discussion post. And that is to post a GIF that represents either how you're feeling about the end of the year or this moment in time, or it can just be a favorite GIF. And that is that. So please be in touch with me. I will be hosting office hours on Wednesday. I would love to talk with you about your writing always. And I look forward to working this final week and a half with you.